There we go. So for the purposes of this little video that I'm about to shoot, we're going to pretend that this is in fact the NWS Heavyweight title belt, and not in fact the BWO United States title belt. Partly because I didn't really feel like searching for that little... Shut up! Partly because I didn't feel like searching for that little plastic belt that I've been using to represent the NWS title, and partly because I didn't want to look like a mark as I was shooting this video. But that being said, Steve Rampage Rogers. Tomorrow night, February the 12th, Keyport, New Jersey, St. Joseph's Catholic Church. It'll be you and me, one-on-one, one more time, for this, the NWS Heavyweight title belt. Not the BWO US belt, the NWS Heavyweight title belt. But before I get to talking about that match, I want to talk about a young man by the name of Jonathan Salisi. A name that doesn't mean anything to you, I know, but a name that means a lot to Double R Marz. You see, Jonathan Salisi is an 8-year-old boy who's been a friend of my family's since pretty much the day he was born. One of my biggest fans. He's been to countless matches of mine. And even before I became a wrestler, I was taking him and my younger brother to NWS shows in the Ocean County area. Now, if you recall, Mr. Rogers, back on January the 29th, we had our first one-on-one encounter for the NWS Heavyweight title in Bricktown, New Jersey at the Elks Lodge. But before that match could even take place, I gave young Jonathan a chance of a lifetime. A chance that a lot of these kids that go to these wrestling shows, NWS shows, what have you, may never get. As I was making my way to the ring, I called Jonathan out of the crowd, brought him over to where I was standing, and I let him hold up my NWS title belt for the entire crowd to see. The mistake that I made was leaving his side as this happened, because I was trying to get the fans behind him, because I thought it was pretty cool, and I was thinking to myself, you know, when I was his age, I would have loved for, you know, a guy to have let me hold his belt. That would just be the coolest thing in the world. But anyway, I go back to retrieve the belt from Jonathan, and he's not holding it. I look towards the ring, and there goes Mr. Rogers with the NWS title belt. You see, you not only ripped that belt out of young Jonathan's hands, you also ripped away from him this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that realistically I'll probably be giving him again the next time he's in a show in the area. But you get my point. If there's one thing that you don't do, you don't screw with a kid's emotions. I was gonna say fuck, but you know what, say, I'll just say it. It's my show, I can do whatever I want. You don't fuck with a kid's emotions like that. And no, I'm not gonna put like a PG banner on top of this little promo. I'm not the WWE. My promos, my things aren't rated. But I digress. As it turns out, that night, it was your boy Double R Marz who had the last laugh, being that I retained the NWS title. And yeah, you beat me up pretty good. In fact, my left shoulder is still not 100%. And yeah, I realize I just told you that my shoulder still hurt, but I really don't care. In fact, if I have a physical ailment heading into our match tomorrow night, I want you to know about it. Because I feel like I should beat you regardless. If I'm the champion that I say that I am. Which I do in fact say that I am the champion that I say that I am. Now that I've completely confused everybody, I'm going to move on now. You see, it's both a good and a bad thing that young Jonathan will not be in attendance for our match tomorrow night. It's good because you won't get the chance to fuck with his emotions again. It's bad because he's not going to be able to see what I do to you. Because you see, I'm not just going to sit back and forget that you fucked with his emotions the way that you did when you took that belt from his hands. Not only that, I'm not going to forget about what you did to me back in October of 2010 when I won the NWS title. The night that I won the belt, it was you who came into the ring and attacked me and spoiled my little victory celebration, staking your claim to the #1 contendership, what have you. I'm not just going to forget that you did that, and I'm not just going to let you get away with it either. In closing, I just want to say that tomorrow night, there are two big reasons why history will not be on your side, Mr. Rogers. The first is the fact that even though it's in a different county, I also used to be a member. Well, I don't know if you are. I'm just saying that I used to be a member of St. Joseph's Catholic Church, where we're going to be tomorrow night. Granted, the church was in Toms River in Ocean County. I went to St. Joseph's grade school, Monsignor Donovan High School, where our masses were held at St. Joseph's Catholic Church. And really, this just goes to prove that God will, in fact, be on my side tomorrow night. And number two, earlier this week in sports, we already fulfilled our quota of guys with the last name Rogers leaving a sporting event with not only a title, but a championship belt over his shoulder. I'm referring, of course, to the Super Bowl and Aaron Rodgers. And you know what? You're right, Mr. Rogers. Rampage, I mean. Not Aaron Rodgers. This video is not being addressed to him. But Mr. Steven Rampage Rogers, you are right about one thing. The man who walks out of Keyport, New Jersey tomorrow night with the NWS title over his shoulder is going to be named Double R. But it's not going to be Rampage Rogers. You see, the man who's walking out of Keyport, New Jersey in St. Joseph's Catholic Church with the NWS title over his shoulders, or shoulder, is the man so quick on his feet that he simply cannot be beat. It's going to be the hottest, fastest rising star on the indie scene today that nobody's talking about. It's going to be the true headliner of NWS. It's going to be the one that you came for, as always. It's going to be Double R Ray Marz. Till the next time, y'all keep on checking me out. And I'm going to keep on bringing you the hits, as only can be brought to you by the rock and roll renaissance man of professional wrestling. Get at me.